So was it all a huge mistake?
Like this.
Crying fest at my house.
Most of us believe that we have a certain career goal, and this is where we are at right now. And this is the path that I will take to make these 2 points meet. Now, although this does work out for some of us, for most of us, the path to make these 2 points meet looks something like this. And that's what we're here to explain, that it is okay to have a muddled path.
Hi, I'm Mishri and I'm just entering my 5th year in law school.
Hi, I'm Shubhi. I studied accounting and finance.
Hi, I am Sonali and I'm a psychology major. I am currently in my 2nd year of MBA at IIM Bangalore.
Hi, I'm Tanvi Shilsat and I have an undergraduate degree in BSc Economic Honours.
Starting chronologically, in 11th and 12th, I took up science because my guidance counselor told me that I had an aptitude for mathematics and science and I should go ahead and pursue engineering. So that's what I did. I took physics, chemistry and computers. But by the end of my 12th standard, I realized that the only subject that I enjoyed throughout these 2 years was English literature.
I remember back in 12th standard, everybody told me to do law. A lot of people told me to do law because it is something that is associated with people who are a little outspoken, who are kind of opinionated and who have strong communication skills. So I was pushed into I was highly encouraged by people around me, by well-wishers, to do the degree. And I was so confused at the time and I did not have that much clarity that it made sense for me to do it.
So when it came to pick a stream for myself in the 11th standard, I used the process of pure elimination. I knew that I didn't want to study science, I knew I didn't want to study arts. As that process, I chose commerce. Then began junior college, and inherently being able to do well in certain subjects related to accounting and finance led me to believe, or more importantly, led everyone around me to believe that I would make an excellent chartered accountant. So I went ahead and did well in my boards. I cleared my CA entrance. I enrolled myself in an accounting and finance concentration for undergraduation, and everything seemed to be fine. I still didn't know what to do, but I figured that since I hadn't quite figured it out yet, it would only make sense to go ahead and start building a quote-unquote sensible career option.
When I think back of the time when I was actually confused between whether I should get into science or commerce, I remembered that like the only reason why I would be getting into science was because the aptitude test I gave was telling me that I'm more meant for engineering. But I was just so sure that I do not enjoy studying biochem physics. That's why I decided to get into commerce. I realized that I have a strong liking for economics, mathematics and statistics, these 3 subjects specifically. So when I was picking my undergraduate course, I tried to look for a course which would balance these 3 out, and that's why I opted for BSc Economic Honours at Symbiosis.
Now, despite what I thought would be perfect for me, I did end up giving some engineering entrances, but by the end of it, I decided to follow my instincts and I went ahead and I did a Bachelor of Arts. Now, in my first year, with all the subjects that I had in front of me, I realized that more than English literature, my interest lied in psychology. So I ended up majoring in psychology and I also did a minor in English literature as well as economics. Now, once I was done with this, although psychology did open up some unique career paths for me, I decided to go ahead and do an MBA because I wanted to be employable. Now, of course, this is not a decision that is very run-of-the-mill, but I decided to take it anyway because I wanted to pursue HR management. At least that's what I thought at that point.
So I went into the degree and I was not sure that I wanted to be a lawyer, but within a couple of months I decided for sure law is something I enjoy because I loved reading the chapters, I loved reading cases, I loved reading about arguments.
Since then, I have visualized myself in a range of career paths. I did a big corporate internship, I worked in a couple of startups, I even took up another professional course in finance to make myself more employable. I ended up teaching the same course to fellow students. and ultimately I got placed in one of the largest private banks in the country through college.
Anyone who does pursue their undergraduate in economics, people tend to assume that they are in more drawn towards finance. But over my undergraduate course, I realized that my liking was more specifically towards microeconomics, consumer behavior, and management studies than purely finance and the macroeconomic concept of it. So I knew that after my undergraduate, I wanted to take out some time and actually work and get some hands-on experience to have a better understanding of what exactly I want to specialize in and do, like, study more into. And that's why after actually completing my undergraduate, I went ahead and took up a job at a startup called Avigna in their operations team.
But further on, once I completed my first year of MBA, I realized that my true interest did not particularly lie in HR, but it lied more in terms of strategy and marketing. So I ended up taking more subjects related to those fields.
Last year, in my 4th year, I made the decision that I don't want to sit for placements and I don't want to pursue a traditional law career. I don't want to get a corporate job. I don't want to be litigating. Even though I really enjoyed my internships, I decided I don't want to do that.
My startup experience taught me that I actually have some entrepreneurial spirit inside of me. Another instance, when I was supposed to photograph the premises for some reason, I realized that I actually love photography. Teaching helped me realize that I can express and help people express themselves.
However, after that, I felt that I wanted more exposure on the client-facing side, and that's why in the same startup, I opted to move into their client engagement team.
And currently, right now, I hope to work somewhere in the field of education policy making. And I do know that this is not the ideal path to get to education policy making, but I don't know my goal for sure. And I am just picking up pieces along the way and trying to create a puzzle that may someday prove to be the actual ideal career path for me.
As I was entering 5th year, I got an opportunity to work with my dad a little bit more because I come from a business family, and I got the opportunity to start up a preschool in the city, which is in process right now, and that is called Pride Playhouse, and that is something that I believe is truly my calling in life, to work with children, to create that atmosphere of thinking, to create that atmosphere of growth.
This was me putting all the pieces of my puzzle together and helped me realize that I actually really want to do something related to visual content creation.
I feel that this break that I took after my undergraduate was really useful for me. It helped me understand better what I want to do in the coming years.
I really believe that your academic course does not define who you are going to be. It is how you are going to spend a couple of years in your life, and not even 100% of the time of those couple of years.
And today, at this point, do I want to do anything with the subjects that I studied in college or in my professional degree? Maybe not.
I think most of us, knowingly or unknowingly right now, are just customizing an academic and career path for ourselves. And I think no matter what that pans out to be in the future, it is okay to take steps right now that you're not very sure of.
And the fear of being labeled with that your entire life should not stop you from pursuing a challenging degree or a challenging course.
The point is, a lot of times in life, you make decisions based on and under the influence of conditions specific to that point in time, especially when you're young.
It should be something that you enjoy doing. It should be something that you relate with. But no matter how much you enjoy it, it is not going to define you unless you let it. That's why I have partnered with a really good friend of mine, Dhruv, to create the Career Coach, which is essentially, for now, is a video podcast where we talk to a bunch of people who have done super cool degrees, whether it is in environment and sustainability, or in psychology, or it is in BBA, or it is engineering, and we find out some actual information about the degree, and also we ask them a little bit more about their journey with their degree. If that is something that interests you, in the description we will put our Instagram handle where we will give regular updates, so when the podcast will be releasing on YouTube, and you can follow us there. Thank you.